What's the joke? What'd the brown chicken say to the brown cow? Brown chicken cow? Well, that just happened. I don't know.
I think this would probably be the best season for Vampire Diaries, in my opinion, since one. You know, because I mean we've all matured personally, creatively, you know, as a family, and I think that is being reflected in the characters as well, and the way it's all being crafted. So I think it's gonna reflect a depth that we've all come into, having had the luxury of being with the show this long. So I'm excited to see that expressed in season 6 now.
The first Vampire Diaries panel, nobody knew who the hell we were because it hadn't aired yet. And then and so it was like, it's been like this kind of, and now it's like the show's been on for 6 years. We still have obviously loyal fans, but it's much more, I'm sort of figured it out, so it's gone like that for me. It's kind of been an interesting ride, or more like this. And then kind of like, now I'm like cruising.
I love our show, and I think especially in the early years, I think we made something really special, and I think that that True Blood happened and Twilight happened to be happening at the same time. But True Blood, specifically to your question, they were on a cable channel, they were a limited order, they could get naked, they could swear like crazy, and it felt like and I'm sure there are plenty of people who would say True Blood is an infinitely better show, and plenty of people who would say Vampire Diaries is a better show. It's not about putting the two next to each other so much as the freedom that a cable show has to literally get naked and metaphorically get naked is it's easy, it's fun to do that. We have to figure out ways to make our show push the envelope and be sexy and be raw and naked without literally getting naked.
The shit that's going through our minds while we're shooting is so dark and weird and dirty and nasty, and that's sort of what creates this this really cool dynamic. And so I'm grateful that I get to do this with Kat, who's like a cosmic sister of mine and who's a phenomenally talented actor.
I was just happy to work with Ian. He's probably one of my favorite actors in the world. His process is incredible. We have the same acting coach, Ivana Chubik, so that is just, it makes such a difference when you are actors and you work in the same way. So that's kind of what I've been solely focused on, is just the work and not anything else. And if the character were, and I've said this a million times, but if they decided that the character had an end and that was how the story was going to evolve, it's not your job to be attached, right? It's your job to do a great performance each and every episode, like it is your last. And I'm kind of hoping that I've been playing it that way.
An actor's job is to sort of like, remain relatively mysterious so that when they play a different role in a film or whatever, people aren't like, oh, it's that guy. I think if you make yourself this huge social presence, it really plays very much against you and your career. And I specifically go out of my way to not do a lot of press, and because I think it's important. If I knew everything about Paul Newman and James Dean and all those guys, it's like they wouldn't really be iconic, or they have an air of ambiguity that I think is really pinnacle.
Our whole experience as a cast, a crew, the writers, the producers is so unique, because our show came on the scene right when I think social media, especially Twitter, was really blowing up and coming into its own, and we've cultivated such a unique relationship with our fans through social media. And we have a very intimate relationship with them that is I think unparalleled. So I think that we experience kind of a relationship with our fans that I don't think other shows really do.
I think we've told these stories for a long time, and I think that what's interesting is that it's gonna change. It's gonna create all these new dynamics, and all these different characters fusing and molding in different capacities is really gonna. It's a reboot. It's different. It's a time for us to see these different characters in different lights together. So it's gonna be cool. I mean, I hope. Hopefully we don't fuck it up.